Hey everybody, thank you for joining me today. So we're going to be working on this Operation Right Home sketch, and instead of using hearts, I'm actually going to be using different leaves, even though one of my leaves is in the shape of a heart. Well, you'll see as we go. So we're going to continue on with the Fall Blessings 6x6 paper pad, and I still have a lot of scraps and only a few full sheets left. And we're going to be able to do at least 2 cards today. I did a lot of work prior to starting. I'm using this Concord and Knight stamp set and die set, and I did this die cuts and then attached them to pattern paper that coordinates with the set and cut each piece out separately as far as the leaves we're going to be using. This base piece we're putting down is going to be at the 5 3/8 by 4 1/8, and then the 2 strips are measured on the front of the card sketch. Instead of doing it 3/4 by 5 1/2, I just cut mine down to 3/4 by 5 3/8, so that way they would line up with the base paper that I put down first. And now on this one, with these particular longer leaves, I am trying to just lay it out in a way that, one, it makes sense and I like the way it looks. Once I have the idea or how I'm going to lay them down, I'm just going to grab the art glitter glue and get these attached to the card base, or the card front I should say. And for the sentiments, I am using some foam tape just to give it a little bit of dimension. And I'm just making sure wherever I'm laying that sentiment that there's enough room with where I was putting the 2 leaves. And then the third one, I'm going to play around because I'm not exactly sure if I want to go straight or facing a different angle. I think I end up with it in that direction where it's like partly underneath the sentiment but pointing to the other side. And the one is darker because I inked and stamped on the pattern paper first and then put the die cut on it. At the end, I'm going to change it up for both of these anyway, and you'll see when we get there. So same thing on the second card, 5 3/8 by 4 1/8, and then the same thing with its strips. I'm lining up with the grid on my board or my mat and using that so I can make sure that my strips are lined up evenly. And once you get the one down, you can use your second strip. You can line it up with the first one that's already been put down. So I'm making sure I got my foam tape on the back, and we're going to go ahead and attach this one first because the hearts, or the heart leaves, are a little bit smaller. So I wanted to get the placement of the sentiment on this card better. And you saw there, I put it down. It was too low, so I had to pick it back up, and then I moved it. And with all these flowers, I'm attaching, like I said, using the art glitter glue. And we're going to do the bottom one and the top. And then the third one, I actually wound up, when I was fussy cutting it, I cut the stem off. So I wound up having 2 pieces. That's a really tiny piece in my hand. And so I'm going to attach the bottom, the larger leaf. And then I'm going to take the small little stem, put some glue on the back, and then attach it to the leaf on the card front. And right there, I'm just trimming up a little bit of the extra paper that was hanging out, so that way it would look neater. And really, we could have ended the cards right here. They were perfectly fine. But of course, I wanted to try the new Wink of Stellas. This one is the gold. And I just wanted to, I gotta get it, squeeze it so that it comes out, and then I'm gonna grab a piece of scratch paper just so I can see how the gold comes out and if it's gonna go with our set. And once I saw how dark it was, I was like, yeah, this one's gonna work out great, because it'll tone down the hearts, because it was almost too light, and it's going to give the hearts a little bit of a shimmer, which I then decided to do with our second sheet, or our second card, I should say, as well. And some of these holes are tiny, so if glitter gets onto the black cutout part, then I'm fine with that. It's just going to give it a little bit more shimmer. But this one, I like this because a lot of times I tend to get just the clear, because the clear you can put it on anything and give it sparkle. But I do like this gold. It was a really pretty gold, and it still does a lot of sparkle. It's hard to see on the camera at times, but it really did come out nice. And since stamping, I used this Hero Arts ink pad. It was more of a muted tone. Doing the Wink of Stella on top, it gives it added dimension with that shimmer, and it came out really nice. So I'm doing the same thing with this particular leaf. Just going through each opening and laying down the Wink of Stella. And I only squeezed the brush itself when I was trying to get it started, because there was so much of the liquid that was coming out. I didn't have to really squeeze much while I was filling these in. It was just making sure, you know, from the angle I was sitting, that I was getting the entire section or whatever it was I was coloring in. And then we're just going to do this last one. It doesn't take that long. I would say probably the longest part was prepping the die cut pieces and then, you know, attaching them and cutting them out. But if you just have dies or a punch that does leaves or hearts or whatever it is you want to put on your card front, then it may go a lot faster for you. Because we only have the one sheet, the 2 strips, and the sentiment. It's really a basic design, or I should say a sketch, you know, but you can do so many different things with it just with the 3 hearts. You could do 3 circles. You could do, it's just endless. I can't think right now. But I hope you guys enjoyed this. Make sure you hit the like, subscribe, and share button. And at the very end, like always, I will have links to previous Friday sketch videos. And like I said, if you didn't subscribe already, click on my photo and hit the bell, and you'll be alerted whenever I'm uploading videos. Thank you guys so much. I'll see you with our next video, which will be Sunday, and I hope you have a great weekend.